Everybody, hope you're doing well. I just wanted to jump on here quickly. I know it's been a long time since I made a video. I actually just had a dream, and it was a more serious toned dream, and I wanted to share it because I did feel like it's possible that I had this dream in order to be able to warn others. So it was, like I said, more serious, and it's in line with some of the other prophecies that I've been hearing, some serious words of warning that I have been hearing through other people in the body of Christ. However, I'd say in the past few days leading up to this wasn't really stuff that was on the forefront of my mind and heart, but basically here it goes. So in the dream, I could be symbolic of someone else here, but I was at a party. I feel like this especially pertains to the United States, not necessarily exclusively the United States, but at least this felt like it especially applies to America. So yeah, in the dream, I was at a party, and then there was just someone going pow, pow, pow. I'm being very selective with my words because I know that certain YouTube content can get flagged. So someone suddenly, out of seemingly nowhere, went pow, 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 through the party, taking out a lot of lives, most likely just, boom, 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 through. Probably a lot of injuries as well. In the dream, I went to the ground. I guess that's where it would have been safer, but I remember in the dream it's like that suddenly there wasn't like a safe enough place that I could get to that quickly. And I remember like as I was lying on the ground, it's like I couldn't conceal my body because ostensibly I think there would have been a lot of bodies on the ground. I don't know how many alive or not alive, but I would have wanted to, conceal whatever exposed like part of my body was not like covered by another body, but I wasn't fully able to, and I think this year may have even walked through. So it's really not a good dream, and again, it's stuff that wasn't really on my purview in the days or in the night leading up to getting this dream. I heard the word as well when I was just like relaying this dream and making a voice recording of it in order to remember. I heard the word treason, and I felt like I saw at least one bad actor on the part of the US government who wanted something like this to happen. It felt very much planned. It felt like there were nefarious, coordinated people from the Middle East specifically. I had no problem against people from the Middle East, but particularly dark organizations with dark religious intentions. I'm also not going to use that code word, but I think you know where I'm going with that. So anyway, they shot through this particular party that was just supposed to be a celebration. This is an interesting little caveat. I don't really know what to make of it or if it's significant, but I'll say it just in case. I felt like at the party, like it was a lot of women, possibly like entirely like all women, obviously not me, and more like leftist women, which when I think about it would go along with another prophetic voice I heard talking about how more of these situations are likely to happen in blue cities or cities that are more of Democrats. But strangely, and I guess this makes sense actually now that I'm more awake and alert and can think it through, but it felt like someone high up in the US government, it felt like a female, even a Caucasian female specifically, who was, like a homosexual woman, like a lesbian. It felt like, again, I heard the word treason. It felt like she was in on this and that she wanted this to happen. Even though the people who would have been at the party and would have been victimized or casualties would have been somewhat of a similar demographic to her, which is really interesting. I guess it kind of shows like the left eating its own, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it was a really dark tone at this party. In fact, guys, I'll go on and say that another word that I was getting was coming to me as I was doing the voice note shortly after waking up was incursion. And now I know what that means. You know, I've looked it up online, but I wasn't even fully sure what that meant. I was just receiving a word. It was like insurrection, incursion. Yeah, you know, so I looked up incursion and I was like, oh man, yeah, that's exactly what it was like in the dream. It means something like a planned attack, especially like a surprise one. And I felt like it was multiple locations at the same time. Like there was a lot of organization or planning that had gone into it. So as I'm relaying some of these details to you guys, it's making more and more sense to me. More and more of it comes together, even based on, you know, just other prophetic words that I've heard. But again, when I went to bed this morning, these weren't the things at the forefront of my mind. They really weren't. They weren't what I was preoccupied with or anything like that. In the dream as well, this woman who is high up in the US government and was, I guess, politically in bed with people from the Middle East who had really bad intentions for American civilians in America at large, who hated America. This female politician, in the dream, she had a baby. It was kind of confusing or strange though, because when I saw the baby, it ostensibly was like very premature. But now that I think about it and remember what it looked like while awake, it couldn't have been a human baby, or at least not fully human. It was too like skinny and pencil shaped, its head. Like a baby would have at least an oval or a circular face, but it had like, its face was more like rectangular in a way that was not human. And it didn't have like external ears, you know, with an external structure like humans have, like we have. And I remember there was like a doctor or physician in the dream who was trying to, I think, stroke around the ears to try to stimulate growth. Again, guys, this is not stuff I'm regularly thinking about. I haven't been watching a lot of alien videos recently or, you know, seeing pictures of this, but yeah, I saw the doctor or physician was like stroking the ears trying to stimulate growth, which I don't know if that would have worked, because if that's not how that species develops. But anyway, it had, I guess, kind of just holes as ears, so yeah, pretty alien to the human species. And now that I look back being awake, yeah, I don't think it was human at all. But for some reason, this politician, female, seemed to be like more, you know, of a lesbian. It's like it was her baby, which is really strange, and I'm not really sure exactly what to make of that. Some things come to mind, but nothing that I'm ready to share, nothing that's fully formulated. But anyway, thanks for listening. I felt like a reason I may have had this dream was quite possibly to warn people so that people could pray. Because another thing I recorded, this is shortly after waking up and just recording the dream, you know, so that I, you know, retain memory of it, was that, you know, God doesn't wish any should perish. So I do believe that things can be avoided or at least mitigated through prayer. So saints of God, whoever's hearing this, or if you know any prayer warriors, please feel free to send on this message. You know, not for my sake, but there have been multiple voices out there, prophetic voices, who have been sensing things to come, as well as people in security organizations, or at least one of them. I think it was the FBI, but I have to go back and check to be more sure. But there are people who have gotten into the United States of America who have not good intentions. specifically from the Middle East, specifically who are trained, who have gotten into the country, and they want to steal and kill and destroy. So just pray that these plots would be foiled and discovered, by people in law enforcement or intelligence before these things are able to happen, so that lives can be saved, because God is not willing that any should perish, but desires that all would come to the saving knowledge in him, so they can escape, so that they don't have to die in their sin.